on, in the love affair from the national media whenever Michigan gets going again.
Yeah.
Michigan is on the right track. The trajectory is great. Harbaugh is an amazing coach along with Saban and Meyer. They're a good football team. Do I believe that they could play with Bama on Saturday night?
No.
Absolutely not. Do I believe that Jalen Hurts would have had more success against Michigan's D than LSU's D? I don't know, because Michigan's D is really good. But do I believe that Alabama would eventually pulled away? I know they did that against LSU in the fourth quarter, but guys, it was 10-0.
I think.
I mean, it's not like it was
Right.
I mean, that to me, that was a great. I know we don't see many of those anymore. I enjoyed every single snap of that game. The talent, the defensive line play, the linebackers, the secondary, the NFL players, the athleticism, power, strength, and speed from those two defenses. And look, Jalen Hurts. Well, I don't want to take away from his offensive line either, but they
phenomenal.
eventually found a spot, and LSU was just in that. Etling couldn't make a play. Look, they tried everything they could. It's not in Etling. He's not physically capable of making a play against an Alabama defense. He's just not. It's not his fault. LSU should be starting a guy like Chad Kelly or Austin Allen or Deshaun Watson or any number of good quarterbacks that we see on Saturday.
Going back to Steve's call, and you thinking Michigan can win. The only team in the playoff that I think can beat Alabama is Washington, because of the way they play. Because Michigan's going to be a pro style and run it right at Bama's strengths.
Right.
Washington can expand. I watched a lot of their game against Cal. They can sling it. They can put some pressure on Bama where they're weak.
They have Browning.
Not as strong.
Browning's a pretty good quarterback.
You may be right. I'm not sold. I agree with Luke and Bill right now that the best team matchup-wise that has a chance to go toe-to-toe in the semifinals or finals is Clemson. But
Clemson's probably there. Yeah.
maybe. I just don't know if Washington could hold up against Bama.
A lot to hold up.
They're built like an Ole Miss type offense to where they can. I mean, Ole Miss did put up 43 on that defense,
that was early. And I'm not taking anything away from
Washington's
that's not the same
similar
defense today. As it, I mean, that's
they don't have Eddie Jackson.
Yeah, I understand, but everybody is improved, and their second string, they're playing a lot of players. That defense is light years better today than it was playing against Ole Miss. Now Kelly is with those receivers; they were able to make big plays. But comparing Alabama Week 3 to today is
risky.
The Washington receivers are
and Jalen. It was Jalen Hurts' first game on the road. Against Ole Miss, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his first game on the road. He's a different kid today. He's a sophomore and a half with all the PT he's received.
Right.
I'm not buying Washington, but maybe you're right. Man,
they'd have to catch him on an off day.
Chad Kelly, that's got to be a tough deal. You've now got you have surgery this week. You go straight into rehab. By March, you want to be moving a little bit.
Right.
Throwing. He can still throw. Teams will look at you all the way into April 15th and April 20th. So I don't know where that leaves Chad.
Isn't that a 6-month surgery or 6-month rehab?
Minimum. But he'll be moving around in 4 months. So I'm not saying he'll be doing shuttles runs and 40s. He doesn't need to do that. And the NFL has a lot of tape on him against good teams. So we don't need to forget about that. He played, 22 games for Ole Miss? Is that right? 13 last year and 9 this year?
Yeah.
About 22 games for Ole Miss.
They
have tape on him. They'll be able to do the interview. They may be more worried about the one-on-one and meeting with Chad and getting to know him. And so I think by April 15th, he'll be able to do some things on the Ole Miss football field. He'll obviously do a private workout. He won't do the pro day with all the other guys. And he'll do several private workouts and who knows how many one-on-one interviews with head coaches, GMs, OCs, QB coaches, and AGMs.
This is also
like that great article in Bleacher Report on Dak and the fact that Wade Wilson and Jason Garrett put these screws to him when they were asking him to draw plays on the whiteboard. Yeah. Same thing will happen to all these guys.
This is also a critical time for Chad to, like, character-wise without football to make sure you're –
don't lose. Yeah.
Because, I mean, when he doesn't have football, he kind of goes a little haywire. I mean, he's got to stay on his P's and Q's with – I mean, he won't be around the team or anything, I'm assuming, the rest of the way.
Well, he's also one that
in such a structured environment and would have been all the way through the bowl game.
He can't afford to slip up like Dak had. If Kelly gets a DUI from here to the draft, that's going to affect him a lot more than it affected Dak getting a DUI because Dak didn't have a pass, really. And Kelly does. We've seen on-field antics from Kelly. And the whole thing in Buffalo, just recently, I mean, he can't afford.
I think Drew's right. He needs to just really –
oh, yeah, he does.
And he needs to stay in Oxford, not go back to Buffalo.
That's a fact.
And just hope that they'll keep whoever they've kept around him. They've shadowed him for 24 hours, 7 days a week. But anyway, you hope that by April 1, by March, you're moving more, and by April, but a lot of this is going to be mental.
Probably the majority of it.
Most of it's going to be who is he, personality, what all does he see, what all does he know, what all did he learn, and talking to them about life and growing up in football. All right, cool. I'm excited. I'm heading down to the coast after the show, and I'll be speaking. I made it sound like I'll be doing a live show. Sorry, I'm used to doing radio. I get to speak to the Gridiron, Gulfport Gridiron Club tonight. And that's a great club, big club, too, on the coast. And I love to do the speaking engagements when we can. It's a lot of fun to kind of share with people what all we do, where we've come from, why we ended up here, and both the day-to-day and the cool stuff and the challenging things that are part of sports marketing and sports radio and the digital side and how that's grown exponentially. I'm excited.
Go roll some dice?
I may have to do that
you got to roll some dice.
Gulfport Gridiron Club. Thanks for inviting me. I look forward to speaking to the group. It's heavy MSU, Ole Miss, Saints, and LSU.
All right.
Yeah. Ole Miss, MSU, Saints, and LSU. So it should be a lot of fun. Rumor has it they're going to have some beverages while they hear me talk. And
they're going to need a couple of them.
Yeah. Hopefully they won't throw any of them.
Well, maybe they will.
Yeah. Well, I'm quick. I'm quick. Like
I think Fitzgerald.
Like
gosh.
I'm quick. Like
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's quick too. They're both really, really talented. Okay, the Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Logan Farms. Honey Glazed Hams, Market Cafe, Northside Drive, Maywood Mart, corporate gifts. Holidays are here. You can visit jackson.loganfarms.com. Give the gift of good taste, including that honey glazed ham. Volume price discounts are available on purchases of 15 or more on selected products. And you can visit jackson.loganfarms.com or call them 366-4267. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Logan Farms, Honey Glazed Hams, Market Cafe. If you missed any of the interviews with Greg Byrne, John Cohen, or Tom Luganville, don't forget, the podcast is on iTunes. That's right, the podcast is on iTunes. And I'll see you Wednesday